You know, when I hear a funny line or see a funny bumper sticker, I don't just let it go through my, there. I kind of give it some thought, think about it. And then when I think about it, it really makes me chuckle, it makes me laugh. In fact, I can think about it 6 months later and I'll still laugh. Give you some examples. I saw a bumper sticker that said, "Keep on honking, I'm reloading." Now you might have seen it yourself, but I could think about this, and maybe I saw it a while back and I think about it, so I just picture in my mind some guy driving a car and he doesn't get away from the stoplight quick enough for the guy in back of him. So the guy's beeping on his horn, meanwhile this guy's in his car reloading the six-gun, putting bullets in one at a time. Another one, this is a line I heard in a movie. I don't remember what movie it was, but some guy walks in a room and the other guy, it might have been a Clint Eastwood movie as I think about it, the other guy says to the guy that walks in the room, "You're about as welcome as a turd in a swimming pool." Now, number one is the word turd makes me laugh for some odd reason. I don't know why, but it makes me laugh. But here's what I picture. You're in the swimming pool, and swimming pool's kind of busy, a lot of people in the pool, and you're just hanging around the side of it, bobbing up and down, nice day, and checking the people out all around you. And all of a sudden you look down in the water and you see a turd floating by you. Now, I mean, if I was in the pool, I wouldn't be laughing. I'd be probably jumping out, running out, ripping my clothes off, taking a hot shower, maybe talking to the lifeguard, telling them to evacuate the pool. Or looking around the place, or maybe, some people just might kind of flick it away from them, might say, "Well, it's cool, But then I'm thinking to myself, maybe you start looking around the pool and you say, who could be responsible for this? And you start looking at people, well, a person like that, yeah, that guy could be responsible for it. Where did it come from? Just didn't walk into the pool. Okay, now let's just change the subject just a little bit here. From about the 7th grade on, I moved into this area, to this neighborhood in Chicago. I grew up in Chicago, and from the 7th grade on, we moved to the Austin area, which was around Madison and Central. And I started running with a bunch of guys, and we were nice guys, we weren't thugs or criminals or something like that. We spent a lot of time with each other around Madison Central on the corner. And you might say that, well, I'm talking for myself. I guess I might say I was a little uncouth, okay? And we all were basically the same, and we spent so much time together that we had, certain things we'd say to each other, and you might think that they were mean, but they weren't mean. We cared about each other, but that's just the way we talked. For example, I'll give you some ideas, but again, I picture these things in my mind. Guys were walking down the street, and one of the guys might let out a little gas. Now, one of the other guys wouldn't let it pass, He'd have to call this guy out, and he might say, "Don't light a match behind so-and-so." Could be an explosion or something like that, Or don't even walk behind him, Or who's got a dead rat up his butt, Or he does. But the guy that he calls out wouldn't let it be on him. His comeback would be, "Well, a dog smells his own blank first." You notice I use the word blank because I'm trying to have a little more coupe now. But you know the word I'm talking about. But again, I'm trying to have a little more coupe. A dog smells his own blank first. Now he's putting it back on the guy that called him out because he couldn't let this guy say it came from him. It didn't come from me, it came from him. It's a real nonsense, but that's... another thing, a guy might say to another guy, "You don't know your butt from a hole in the ground." As if this guy's hole that he's carrying around with him for the last who knows how many years, maybe he might have thought it was a bullet hole. What's this hole from I got here? Could be a bullet. Maybe somebody shot me. I didn't realize it. Well, from behind, Okay, another one. I mean, you probably think they're stupid, and they are stupid, but that's why we talk to each other. But I don't hear kids talking to each other that way nowadays. Maybe they're, I don't know. Okay, another one is there used to be a product called Shinola. It was a shoe polish. I don't know, maybe it's still around. And it was a liquid in a bottle, and on the end of the cork, that closed the bottle, was a little dab around there, and it went into the thing, and then you pulled it out and rubbed it on your shoes. And one guy would say to another guy, and he would say, "You don't know blank from Shinola." In other words, he's saying the guy's stupid, He says, "You don't know blank from Shinola." Okay, so now I'm picturing, remember I said I think about these things? I picture a guy walking into a room, This guy that doesn't know blank from Shinola, walking into a room, and everybody in the room running out, ripping off their clothes, gagging. I don't know why I think about it, but I do. Another one is, okay, a guy could say to another guy, "You could kiss my butt on the corner of State and Madison." I mean, we used State and Madison in those days. Nowadays you could use the 50-yard line at the Super Bowl at halftime. But he would say State and Madison, which was a real busy intersection, probably still is, but he wouldn't stop there. Okay? He would say at noontime, because he wanted to make sure that there's enough people would be witnessing, and people at noontime running out for lunch and things like that. It gets real busy out there, He wants to make sure enough people see this guy kissing his butt. Okay, what else do we have here? Okay, here's one. I'm not talking about you in particular, I mean this is what the guy would say to another guy. "You are stupider than blank." Again, the blank stuff, I'm trying to get a little more crude. "You are stupider than blank." So this supposes or presupposes, okay, that somebody gave blank an IQ test and determined what blank's IQ was, and this guy's IQ is less than blank's. How we came up with these things, I don't know, but here's, again, I'm thinking about, okay, let's say this guy that is stupider than, what, and I hope you're not snacking when I say this to you, so if you are, put it down. This guy goes into the can to take a dump, okay, and when he's done, he stands up, and before he flushes, he looks down in the bowl, and it dawns on him that what he's about to flush has a higher IQ than him. Oh, those were the days.